Great. So, as you mentioned, so what are the advantages in Python? We know, right? So Python, even we are having multiple versions. So Python, we have like a Python 2, Python 3, kind of different versions we are having. So in Python 2, till that the market is not considered as a Python as a big programming language kind of. But when Python 3 come into the picture, the scenario is different. So where the changes they are made it like a Python 3, it is a standard programming language how we are writing Java programming, C++, some standard we are having, right? The same way they are created the Python languages, so that the syntax and other uh, rules, everything they are moved in that way. So like a standard Python programming language, that is the reason it is become a boom. Okay, so any programming language, right? So first, okay, leave about the programming language or something. Might be you think it is a much difficult, right? So might be you read some books in the last even in your college days, or some recently you might be read a lot of books, right? So any books we are taken, for example, if we consider English books, so what is the basic of that books? Any books we are taking, there is a alphabets, right? Any languages we are taking, there is the alphabets. So if I consider we are in English, so just we are having 26 alphabets. This 26 alphabets, it's a combination of, it is creating some words, correct? So this combination of words, it creates the some sentences. The sentences might be like a different kind of a sentence: exclamatory, question sentence, normal sentence, or kind of a lot of different type of sentence we are having. Again, sentences, more than one sentences joined together, it forms the passages or paragraph, we say it, right? So these passages, one or more passages joined together, we call it as the chapters in a book, or we normally call it as a essays. So we can say any one of the term. And these chapters or essays joined together, finally the end product we get it in our hand, it's a book. Am I right? So this is how one book is evolved. So when it's just we are having alphabets, it is doesn't matter. Just it's a A only. If it is B, just a B only. But when it's a combination, it gives some meaningful words. When is the meaningful words joined together, it's give us the sentence. When is there some meaningful sentences, then it's passage or paragraphs. Then it's become a chapters, and this chapters become a books. This books again, it is kind of a different kind of books, right? We are having engineering books, even civil engineering, ME, EEE related engineering books. Then some motivational books might be we can have it. Even some novels. So based on novels, it is a different kind of genre novels we are having. So again, it is a different kind of genres we are having. Even we are having an end product as a book, it is a different genre. Just came to the programming language. The same way, we are going to have everything as the statements. So we can see what are the statements we are having. So I will explain that in few minutes. Before that, these statements, one or two more statements joined together, what is going to follow? This statements is going to create a functions. When we are one or more statements, when it's create the functions, these functions join together, it creates the class. And this classes, one or more classes join together, it creates the modules. And this one or more modules join together, it's a packages. One or more packages join together, it is finally end product. We are going to get the project. So the project, again, how we have the different genre here, also the different genre of projects we are having. First, we can categorize in the two way. One is development, another one is testing. Okay. Even if it is the development or testing, even it's the different kind of applications we are having. Depend on the application category, any kind of application, we can do a development and testing using Python. That is the advantage of learning the Python. So the Python, what are the industry it is using? Industry like a basic for an accountant person from through just making the Excel sheet or some modification in doing Excel sheet. From the rocket science, AI, machine learning, till that every places Python is playing the major role nowadays. That is the advantage of learning a Python. So the once you very strong with the core Python, you can go ahead with the any type of projects and development or testing and any kind of applications you can development or testing you can do it. So depend on the project, small the different packages will be placed in the location. We have to learn that particular package, then we can move on to that particular project. For an example, once you strong with this core Python concepts, then you would like to go ahead with the web UI testing. Then you have to learn Selenium package. In case you would like to go ahead with the web development, then you have to learn the Django package. Just if it is the development, one package we are having. If it is the testing, we are having another package. You have to learn those kind of different packages, depend on the which project you are going to work on in your future. Okay, accept the different packages. The packages is nothing. Already some predefined methods or predefined functions is going to be there. We have to use that function and we are going to simplify our work. So that is the one thing with this package. So what are the statements we are having? So for any questions, you clear or any questions you have?
No, sir.
Okay. So statements. So coming to the statements, what are the different types of statements we are having? First one, we have to know about print statement. So what is the advantage of print statement? Why we have to use print statement? Kind of a we have to learn. Second one, input. We are having different types of input. We can give the input for the in a for the data. For an example, if you go to ATM machine real time, so when we are put the card, so the card what we are having in our hand, right? So that is predefined data which is in the card. Once we insert the uh, card, it read the data, every data in the every data and your account detail, everything has come into the picture, and then it asks the pin. So that is the runtime input. You have to enter your pin. So in a runtime, once you give the pin number, it will get that in pin number and it will verify the data in the backend your pin is match or not. If it is if it is match, then the condition is satisfied, so it will go to the next step, withdrawal, showing balance or changing pin, kind of other options will be come into the picture. If the pin is not valid, then what will go? It will go to the error message, like it will simply show invalid pin or expired, check with the managers or check with the branch, kind of some messages will appear. So that kind of conditions. So the input here we are mentioning is different types of input we are having, like a predefined input or a runtime input. Even the in a execution time we can send input, or from some data, some database. When we put the card, right, it is your every data in the database, so it will read the data from the database health of your card. So likewise, it is a we from what kind of a data we are going to follow and give the input, that those things will be learned. So best basically we will start with the simple input in a runtime, or how to give the input using file handling from the file, kind of we will learn. Then we have to learn about data types. What are the data types we are having in Python? We can categorize in the, excuse me, in the four different types. So first one is the numbers. It is like a integer, float, kind of, and then we are having a sequential data type. In the sequential data type is we are having a string, list, tuple, dictionary. So every data type has the different methods, predefined methods we are having based on the, if it is the list, we are having 10 different data built-in methods to use, like adding a data, or removing a data, accessing those data effectively, kind of. For that, we are having different methods. So those are in the come. We will learn about those things, data types, and then we are having a Boolean data type, which is a two values, true or false. This is just a two value, but it will play the major role in every programming language. And the last one is none type. So these are the four categories we have to learn about. What are the data types? How we can effectively use that. So that is one, and then we have to learn about what is keywords and what is the arguments, identifiers. So what is the keywords and identifiers, like we have to learn. So keywords is kind of a predefined words when we are saying, right? So when we are print, we might be no, it's like a print, we would like to print some data, right? But for machine, it's everything, it's a ones and zeros. So in the interpreter, when we are when we have to run this programming language Python, we have to install the Python interpreter. The same way, any programming language you have to execute, you have to install some exe file, some application in your machine, then only you can execute, right? So the same way, here we are going to install the Python interpreter. That Python interpreter will read the keywords. Based on the keywords only, this will execute and give the result for us. So that what are the keywords we are having. So how, when we are declaring the identifiers, what are the thumb rules we are having, we have to follow that rules. So everything we have to learn in this place, identifiers and keywords. Then once we learn the data types, then we have to learn about operators. So what is the operators? We are having again a different kind of operators we are having. Nearly six categories we can have it. Arithmetic operator. So here in this arithmetic operator, we are having some symbols: plus, minus, multiplication, uh, division, floor division, floor multiplication, and modulus operator, kind of we are having. Then we are having an assignment operator. Assignment operator, just a equal symbol. This equal symbol along with this arithmetic operator: plus equal, minus equal, multiplication equal, division equal, floor division equal, and floor multiplication equal, and modulus equal. And then we are having a logical operator. Before logical operator, we are having relational or conditional operator. So this relational or conditional operator, again, based on some data, we have to validate some conditions, right? So based on that, like we know this greater than equal, so two values which is greater, or which is equal or not, or lesser values, or lesser than or equal and not equal. These are the six symbols we are going to use along with this relational. Then we are having logical operator. Again, here three keywords: and, or, and not. So to learn about and or not logical operator, we have to remember the logical gate, the logical gate rules, right? We in physics might be we learn logical gate and gate or gate. So those things we have, those logics we are going to apply over here, logical operator. Then we are having a Python specific membership operator. This is this is other programming language don't have this operator, membership in and not in. And then we are having a identity operator. While learning this identity operator, we also learn about memories, how this Python memories works. So is and is not. Okay. So likewise, these are the some operators, arithmetic, some different categories of operators we are having. These operators having some symbols. So helps of these symbols, we are going to validate the data. So which is greater, which is lesser, or we would like to do some arithmetic operations, we can use this operators to perform. Then we are having a conditional statements. This conditional statements we are having again for category. This is common for any programming language, not only Python, any programming language. This four categories of conditional statements we are having. First one is simple if, only one, based on condition some statement will execute. Then we are having if else. If it is a condition is false, some statements has to run, then we can go ahead with the if else. Then we are having a nested if. Then before that, elif later. the multiple condition we would like to execute, we can go ahead with the if later. Then we are having nested if. One condition inside another condition we would like to validate, then we can use this nested if. Then seventh one, we are having a loops. The loops again, we are having a two major loops in Python. One is for, second one is while. So this while loop execute based on condition. For loop execute based on number of data in the list or some iterable. So based on iterable length. So these are the loops, and along with these loops, we will learn about keywords, break, continue. Also, we can see about pass keyword over here. So how we can use. So these are some common terms every programming language has. We have to learn. Apart from this, we have to learn about something specific to Python, because the why other programming languages also having these things. This range method. Then we are having some slicing and indexing concept. These two concept plays the major role in any real-time projects we are going to work. Big data science projects or big lower level accounts project. Anywhere we are going to majorly use this slicing and indexing concept and this range concept. So helps of that we can passing our data and we can easily get the expected results in our execution. Okay, so this is range and slicing and indexing concept we will learn. Apart from that, we have few more built-in methods like a type, id, sum, max, min. This kind of some more built-in methods we are having. We will learn about everything. So these everything joined together we consider as a statements. Once we very strong with this statements, we can move to the functions. Again, in the functions, we are having a different categories like based on function and parameter and return type. We are having a with argument, without return, without argument, without return value. Let me type without argument, return value. Second category, we can say it like a without argument with return value. That category, we can say it like a with argument with return value. Fourth category, we can learn about with argument with return value. Apart from this categories, with the argument, we are having Python specific methods like positional arguments. Then we are having a keyword arguments. Then we are having a arbitrary arguments. Then we are having a lambda keyword to use. Along with lambda, we have to learn about map keyword, filter keyword, how we can use the along with that lambda. That will help. Then we are having some comprehension method. Then we are having a recursive function. So these kind of concepts we are having with the arguments, we can learn about these also. So when we learn this about this concept about the then only we can move on to the classes. So then in a class again we approach the oops concept like we will learn about inheritance, encapsulation, and how we can create the class and the object. When we are how to create a multiple class and multiple objects, we can use it. One class object, how we can pass and execute. Likewise, we will learn about end to end of a class and classes. Then we learn about how we can use that classes for the modules and create user defined packages, and how we can use that user defined packages as a one end output of a project. And apart from this, we also have to learn about file handling. So this major two concept we will learn about in a and in the Python, this course along with this core Python. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Some of the terms you already aware of, right? I hope.
It's
Okay. So might be this any in your elective purpose, if you learn, these might be looks like the same concepts only. Okay. So keywords, arithmetic, logical, but how it is different. For example, other programming languages, it don't have the floor division, floor multiplication. How it is different, how we can use it effectively in Python. That's we will learn. And likewise, assignment operator, how we can effectively use it. So those kind of thing we can learn. So that's all about the demo. So if you have any questions, we can discuss. Okay,
Pooja, you have
if
any
you don't have,
doubts?
ma'am. One question I will ask, sir.
Yeah, tough, tough.
Sir, manual testing, how we will do, sir?
okay, what do you think of the testing?
Like, ಇದು new concept about that, sir.
Okay, so testing is nothing, very simple. Anything you are doing right, if it is perfectly works, then it's fine. If it is not works, then we have to mention to the some person, right? For example, if you go to the market, you are going to buy some product. If you find that product has some defects, you will tell to the worse, right? So the same way, we are there. It is a different kind of applications going to have. Okay, so it might be the standalone application or web application or some other kind of applications. Same way, for example, you are going to test the Facebook application, Facebook web page is your application. You are going to test. So when you are giving your username and a wrong password. Okay, even though if it is login inside, what we have to do, we have to inform to the right person, that development team is the right person. So in the development team we will mention this is the issue we are facing. So manually we are going to enter the username and give the password, it's wrongly goes. So that is the testing. We have to validate different kind of a test over the place. So not only the username right and password wrong, type of usernames and the different types of passwords, the wrong passwords, also the wrong passwords, right passwords. Then even we are having password rules, right? So sometimes we are having some rules to set the password. Might be we should have the one alpha character, one lower letter, one lower small case, and one special character, and some numeric should be added, kind of combination. So we have to try out all these combination password is working or not. So likewise, we the development team and the project, who are the product owners, they give some, this is my expected output, expected outcome I'm expecting, kind of they will give some use case. Based on the use case, development team develop some application, the testing team going to test that application. They will write some test cases, they will test the application. If it is works in the same way, then it's fine. If it is not works, then they will give the how many defects they are identified. So they will file the bugs, and the file count is goes to end. So likewise, the manual testing will progress. The As a tester, what we are going to do, based on the test cases, we are going to step by step execute. If it is not working properly, then we can show the error messages to them. That's all about the manual testing. Still, it's a big concept. I have to explain in case you would like to learn about manual testing. Then it's a different. So automation testing, it is nothing different. Okay, so as part at the end, it is you are going to test one application. Whatever right now I said, right? For an example, you have to put username, password, and you have to validate. The same thing we are going to do with the automation testing. You are in a real time, in execution time, where the code is going to open the Facebook application. It going to end in a username field. It going to enter the username value in if the code is going to enter the password. Then it will press the login button. It will validate based on the input what is the expected outcome. Based on that, it will validate, and it finally it will show pass or fail. That is the coding it's going to perform. The same thing we are going to do in a manual, the same thing the automation is going to do. Okay, so both are same. Why we are going to automation is different case. Automation, it is the same testing we cannot do every time, right? So the regression testing or more feature we would like to cover, those kind of situation we will move on. The team is decide to move on with the automation testing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.